What a beautiful morning. Another episode of Pisces Outdoors. I'm Blake Marshall. I'm out here with Chef Nick. We're gonna chase some cutthroat trout, see what we can find, do a little short fishing.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it. Ah.
Nice, just getting started this morning. Out here with Chef Nick. Got the first fish on. Not a big one, but definitely a beautiful trout. Took the lower jig that I made. Pretty fish. Over here. Not a very big fish. No, definitely not a bad one. Hell yeah. Beautiful. Lahant cutthroat. Right here at Pyramid Lake. Yeah. Yeah.
Here. Nice, my guy.
If you guys are planning on coming out and fishing Pyramid Lake, the first thing you're gonna need is a rod and a reel. For this fishery, I really enjoy fishing it with rods that are classified as steelhead rods. So a lighter steelhead rod is what I prefer. This is a 9-foot Fenwick HMX series. It's what it would be classified as a summer steelhead rod. And it's a 4 to 10 pound line weight. It's got a really great sensitive tip. You can see a lot of these bites, and it can cast just a country mile. Being a 9-foot, you can really control the fish. The second rod I've got is on the smaller side. This is a Fenwick. This is their Eagle series, more competitive line. And this one's a 7-foot, same class line rating. It's a 4 to 10 pound. And I'm gonna be chucking some of the heavier lures with this rod. Right now I've got a North Fork spinner on there, and spinners work really great for these fish. Starting off, these are the North Fork lures, and they are a really nice spinner. Dominic makes these up on the Pacific Northwest coast. Mostly they're targeting salmon and steelhead, but he does have just a ridiculous, it's like 150 different colors of spinners, and they're very well made. All you do, throw them out and bring them back. And a couple little pops and jigs on your retrieve, but just a smooth retrieve. Let that thing sink down to the bottom, and just know that a lot of these fish are cruising on the bottom. So fishing these lures mid and top level is not gonna be as productive as getting it all the way to the bottom and then dragging it really close to the bottom. A growingly popular bait is the hookup bait. And I really like these as a new bait to me, but I really like the action that it gives. And I was using it this morning, what I was noticing, so when I jig this, it doesn't just jig like an up and down jig, but it kind of swims. And I believe that that's because he's kind of cut the shape into the head. So really nice darting action, casts very well, and swims very well. Mimics so many different bait fish. You can get it in a bunch of different good colors for the lake, tui chubs and everything. The other thing that I really like is just a really simple jig. The fish that I caught this morning came in on this red jig head with a black rabbit body. And one of the really popular jigs out here right now is ghoulie jigs. So check out ghoulie jigs. These are just handmade. I just tied these on my own vise. But ghoulies is doing something very similar. Their action's gonna be similar, the way they fish and the way they produce. They're successful. The thing that's really cool about the jig like that is it's very much like fly fishing. And one of the things you can do is set up your jig and then set up a tag line. And if you guys don't know how to set up a tag line, just go on Google or YouTube and look up any fly fishing video, and we commonly will tag on a line to the leader. And so I have two presentations. This is one of the most popular flies on the lake. It was developed for this lake, and this is called the popcorn beetle. And this little fly, although it looks very simple, has probably caught more fish than any other fly on this lake. Specifically in this chartreuse and white color. So I really like this presentation, and when you're stripping flies, this is the pyramid combo, is to have some type of streamer, and that streamer is following this popcorn beetle. So this is going to be your heavier fly, this is going to be your floating fly. So this one's really going to drop on the bottom, and this one's going to hover above it. It almost gives like a chasing fleeting action, and I think that fish just like the opportunity for two flies. You'd be surprised how many times they go right past this one and hit this popcorn beetle, but they're both by fish, and this morning the one that caught was the dropper fly. So you never know what technique is going to work for you, but I love this because it's literally like stripping flies, but you don't have to be a fly fisherman. You can just use your conventional tackle and still get those same kind of grabs and a very similar fight. So, what's your guys' favorite line? I really like fishing P-line. My favorite's the Floral Clear. I use this on most of my rods. When I'm fishing shoreline, I would probably typically stick in with the 10 and the 12 pound. And then when I'm fishing my boat, I'm normally in the 15 to 20 pound. You could go up, you could go down, you could go anywhere you want. If you guys have been watching the channel, I want to say a big thanks to you. Everybody who's subscribed, really appreciate you. If you haven't, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and follow us.